Okay, we're recording. So Jess is our speaker tonight, and she's freaking amazing. If you don't know anything about her, we met on the Success Club cruise last year. So if you don't know, if you're kind of like new to our team, if you hit Success Club pretty much every single month in the year, so basically just getting 3 new people started on their journey, you get what is it called? You just get your trip paid for, basically, and you get to go on this Success Club trip. So you get to go to a tropical place. Sometimes it's like Mexico, sometimes it's Punta Cana. And last year it was a cruise, and I've never been on a cruise, so it was just such a blast. And I met Jessica and her husband, and they have 2 little boys and a third on the way. I don't remember if you guys found out the gender yet, but I don't know. It's going to be just so exciting and so wild.
Girl.
It's a girl. Oh my God. It's a girl. That's my family. I have 2 older brothers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she is a 5-star diamond. She's 1 star in her husband's business center, which is pretty freaking awesome. She is a diamond in her 2nd CBC. She's been 2-time premier. She has hit Success Club 51 months in a row. That's like crazy, you guys. She's been coaching for 4 years. She's retired from her full-time prison nursing job, and that happened 2 years into her coaching journey. So she's been full-time as a coach for 2 years. She is a 6-figure earner, pretty crazy. And then I already told you guys she's a mom. She's 30 weeks pregnant right now. She used to be an RN and a holistic health coach. So I think that's just so amazing because it speaks to like both ends of the spectrum. Like you've been on both sides of the fence in terms of health, and you just have such a cool perspective. So I'm going to throw it over to you, and you can dive into our topic. And yeah.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here. First of all, can you guys, is my internet okay? Leanna was a little bit choppy, and I didn't know if it was me or her. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. What an honor to be here. I just adore your leader. I adore Leanna, and my husband and I both love her and Chad, and it's been so cool to stay in touch with them, and we've just become really good friends, and I cannot wait for the day when we get to see each other again. Okay, so this topic, how to build a team of independent business builders. I have to be, I'm really excited about it because this was not my strength. Like this has not been my strength. And so I'm going to start like in the beginning of my coaching journey a little bit and tell you how I built a 5-star and then how it crumbled and what I've learned from it. And my intention, I'm going to go through attracting business builders, inviting business builders, training and mentoring business builders, and I'm teaching you from what I did wrong, essentially, because I also see so many other people, kind of doing the same, following the same path that I did and getting super discouraged. So I started coaching, like Leanna mentioned, 4 years ago. I actually found a random chick on Facebook. I had just had my first baby. At that time, I was 3 months postpartum. I was just diagnosed with a moderate to severe degenerative disc in my low back. I had severe back pain. My background very much is in nutrition and fitness. I was a college athlete. I played softball in college, softball my entire life. I was on a junior Olympic softball team. And I was a CrossFit chick after that. Like, so I was always more of an intense fitness person. So home workouts never, ever was on my radar, ever. And either was working from home. My personality, I'm a very driven human. I always have been. I was the ASB president in high school, the captain of the softball team. Like, that's just who I am. It's part of what's driven me to overcome a lot of things in my life. But if I was honest with you, I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I never wanted to be a work from home mom. That's just not who I was. And then I had my first kid, and I was like, I never want to leave you. Like, I never want to go back to work. And it shocked me, right? But it's just like having kids, like for those of you who have them, it totally changes everything. And people can tell you that, but you don't actually know until you have your own. And so at that time, I was working in a prison, and I surprisingly didn't hate my job. At the time, I was I started as our level 2 yard nurse, and so my job was I would basically screen inmates and their health conditions, and I would develop a treatment plan for them. And that was my first job there. And then I transitioned to the infectious disease nurse of a prison. Like, literally, who does that? Like, I want to be the infectious disease nurse for a bunch of convicts. Yeah, that was like not on the vision board, but that's kind of what I fell into. And I didn't hate it, right? I still was very driven and very motivated. But then again, I became a mom, and I found myself in a lot of back pain, and I was like, something has to change. The doctor told me there's nothing really they could do about my back pain because it was degenerative. I was 29 years old at the time, and I said, no, you don't understand. I don't degenerate. I'm not even 30 yet. Like, this isn't an option. What can I do? Well, there's not really much you could do. And around that time, I had seen this random chicks before and after pictures pop up on Facebook. Mind you, I had been friends with this random chick for 2 years prior and didn't know. I don't ever remember seeing any of her posts. We had 0 friends in common. She lived in Boston. I was in California. And she had just finished the 22-minute hardcore test group. She had just had her first kid. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want that mom bod. Literally, those were the thoughts in my brain. And so I reached out to her. I was familiar with Shakeology, familiar with Beachbody. I had tried the workouts and stuff in the past, had no idea about coaching. I knew there was a discount involved, but that was it. Reached out to her and I was like, hey, here's the deal. Basically, I want to do what you're doing. I want Shakeology. I want the challenge pack. It's the cheapest way to go. I want the coach account because obviously who doesn't want a discount? Like, I'm a major TJ Maxx and Ross girl. I don't know where you guys are from, but we have those in California. And I don't want anything to do with coaching because I work 40 to 60 hours a week in a prison, and I have a new baby, and my husband's in law enforcement, and he is on call 24/7. So I have no time. I have no time to do anything else. I'm not a salesperson, and I don't push product. And to be honest with you guys, I thought I was better than Beachbody because of my background and everything I knew about nutrition, being certified in holistic health, all the nutritional modalities that I had studied. I truly thought I had an ego about it, and I thought I was better than some network marketing company in health and fitness. And so she said, no problem. She was like, first of all, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Elizabeth, and no problem, we'll get you signed up. And so I got signed up as a coach, and she just sent me an email after and was like, hey, I know you're not into coaching, but here's some really basic steps. It was a super cheesy, basic Word document with like 4 steps. And she said, if you know anyone, if you have any friends or family who want to do this program with you, here's how you could get them signed up with you as their coach. And a light bulb went off, and I was like, duh. I think it was $140 at the time. All you got were the DVDs, containers, and Shakeology. We didn't have Beachbody on Demand 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, duh. Mom, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, best friend, do this program with me. Check out this chick's results. We can all do a 22-minute program. Like, I can do that before I leave for work. Let's do it together. I need to get in shape after baby. This would be fun. And so within three days, mind you, I had received nothing in the mail. I knew nothing about Success Club or Emerald or all these things. And I said, okay, so I need your social security number. I need your credit card and all of your address, like all your personal information. Because back in the day, we didn't have ShareCart. And that's just what you did. You literally signed people up for them. And they're like, okay. So I had 4 new coaches. I didn't give them the option of coach or customer because, like, who doesn't want the cheapest possible option was my mindset. And I remember Liz reached out to me and she was like, who are you? Like, how did you hit Success Club? How are you Emerald? And I'm like, what are these jewels? What is this club? I have no idea what you're talking about. And that was the start of my coaching journey, right? So moral of that story is never discount a discount coach. And I've heard so many top coaches say that, never discount a discount coach. You never know. And we got on a call after that, and she started to paint the picture and the vision for me of what this could be. And I had no idea. Again, I thought you had to be salesy and push product, and that's not who I am. That's not who I've ever been, and it's not who I ever will be. And she told me, like, that's not what I do. That's not what this is about. This is really about you being passionate about making a difference in people's lives and sharing that gift with other people, committing to your journey and sharing it with other people. So that's how I got into this. And she showed me that she gave me like, okay, Success Club, this is what you want to hit each month. And then here's Diamond, this thing that's your next goal. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just need basically 12 people with a coach account. And I did that relatively quickly. I can't remember. I think it was like in 2 months I hit Diamond. I never really had, to be honest with you, when I joined, so my coach is Elizabeth Hartkey. She's a 15-star Million Club, very successful coach. I absolutely love her. She's a good friend of mine now. But I didn't have, the way she leads and mentors is not hand-holding at all. I think in my first 2 years, I maybe had 3 one-on-one calls with her, maybe. And from my personality, my perspective, I never wanted to bug her either. So because of the way that she led, I was forced to be resourceful, and it made me be very independent. It also aligns with my personality. She showed me, this is your objective. This is what could get you to those goals of being able to get out of prison, work from home. Here's Diamond. Here's how you duplicate that. Here's 2-star. And she said, you hit Success Club every month. That's how you hit it. And basically you can figure it out. And I did. And so I wanted to share that with you because, first of all, everyone's different, right? Everyone's personality is different. Everyone needs a different type of leadership and mentorship. But I wanted to share that because I think it's really important for us all to see and understand that I didn't have all the tools in the beginning. I knew nothing in the beginning. No one gave me the golden ticket. No one said, like, step by step by step by step. No one held my hand. No one did that. And it created an independence within me. She created a community where I got support and accountability, and I could reach out to other people. She told me how to find answers. She told me how to be resourceful. She showed me the FAQ. We had a team page so I could ask questions. But I didn't depend on her for my success. And we all, if you think about it, our goal as leaders, even if you're a brand new coach, you're stepping into this to become a leader. And we don't want to be a leader of followers. We want to be a leader of other leaders, right? A leader of followers needs to be needed. A leader of leaders wants to be exceeded. That is John C. Maxwell, Keith Callahan's book. If you guys haven't read it, Build to Last. He's my grandpa coach. He's Liz's coach. And that book is so good. Okay. I want to encourage you that even if you're in the beginning of your journey with these tips I'm about to share, you can still attract business builders. And I waited probably 2 years, to be honest, to start actually talking about the business. Like here and there, I would say, like, I'm so thankful for coaching, or look at this cool team, or like things here and there. My comfort zone, and I don't know if any of you can relate, but my comfort zone is health and fitness, like inviting to a challenge group. My comfort zone is nutrition. My comfort zone is, it's so easy to invite to a fitness program. It's more challenging for most coaches to invite to coaching. Would you guys agree? Does anyone struggle inviting to coaching consistently? Does anyone feel like weird about it? Maybe. I know, like, yeah. So when you're new, especially, and you're like, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. So why would I invite someone to do something that I have no idea what I'm doing? Or I've never signed someone up. I have never received a paycheck yet. So why would I invite people to what I'm doing? And this, I think, is really going to help you. Because even as a beginner coach, it was just like how I invited people to do 22-minute hardcore with me. I had never done it before. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what portion fix was. I had tried Shakeology before, and I knew I loved it, and I researched it a ton. But sometimes you use other people's success. Like, you have an incredible coach in Leanna. You have an insane upline. Like, I love Carly, and like, your guys' upline is the Innes's. It's incredible. Like, you are gifted such a huge opportunity in them. Don't waste it. So say, like, I'm still learning what I'm doing, but my eyes have been opened to this incredible business that combines the best of entrepreneurship and working with a $1.3 billion company in the health and fitness industry. And we get to earn, I'm just learning, we get to earn these free trips. Like, Carly just told me about how, me and Carly and and Leanna met on a cruise that you could have the potential of earning. Even though you haven't yet, you can still paint the vision of where you're going. And you can invite people like, hey, I don't know how to do this, but I'm figuring it out. And I want to go on this cruise with 10 of my best friends. Who wants to do it with me? And that's, if you are a new coach and you're on this call, that is how I'd recommend you start to attract those business building coaches. Is like, no other job offers what we offer. Let me tell you that from our commentate. I just did a call. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it. But I just did a call last night about coaching and inviting and for people interested in coaching and like the hidden benefits that we have that is unlike any other job, right? The free trip, like, there's so much. This is a totally different call. But anyways, if that's a struggle of yours where you're like, I don't have success yet, how can I invite to it? Because that's where I was. Don't make that mistake. Because you're only a new coach once. And once you hit the big numbers, you become intimidating. You have a different allure to you in leadership and you become more confident. But when you're a beginner coach, you're relatable. People are actually getting to be on the journey with you. People actually get to link arms with you and grow with you instead of you being at the top and being intangible for these people that are just starting and struggling with the insecurities that maybe you're struggling with now or that you struggled with in the beginning. Okay, so attracting business builders. I want you guys to kind of do an analysis on yourself, because part of my story of coaching, I actually had the month before ordered Shakeology from an old college friend because I knew she was a Beachbody coach, but she never posted about coaching, like never, ever. So she wasn't really active as a coach. And I had seen Liz had very much this professional, she talked about coaching all the time. She looked like a business person to me. And there was a hint in my brain of, if I'm going to do this, I want to be mentored by someone who actually wants to grow a business. That attracted me to them. And so if someone is in that place of on the fence, possibly wanting, like, I was Googling work from home nurse jobs at the time, right? And so that seed was in my head, and people are always, Carly, I'm so glad you're on here. People are always looking for work from home, especially right now, right? Work from home jobs, or like jobs where you could be a mom and work part-time as well, or jobs in fitness or jobs in nutrition. And if they're looking, if they find you on social media or Instagram or Facebook, would they come to you to build a business? And someone asked, that was on a call that I heard like 2 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, they wouldn't. To be honest, they totally wouldn't. And it was at that time I was reading the book, Get Over Your Damn Self. So good if you have not read it. That I was like, you know what? I'm not confident in how to help someone earn their first $500. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know how to tell people to become emeralds in 24 hours. I don't know how to honestly tell people to become diamond in a month. I've seen people do it, but I don't know how to tell them that. And so all those areas, like I encourage you to write down a list of your insecurities about coaching, about inviting to coaching or mentoring someone in the business. Make a list of all your insecurities, and then you become the resource person for those insecurities. You find the answers, you have an incredible upline, you find the answers, and you go do a video about it, and you upload it to YouTube. I can't tell you how many people have come to me from YouTube because I've just made videos. I was like, I have to teach something to feel confident in it. Most people are the same way. And even if you're a brand new coach, right? And your coach tells you, okay, your objective is to hit Success Club and Emerald. That's your first goal. And you're learning. All you have to do is learn how to do it. And then you teach other people how to do it. You don't have to wait until you're a 5-star diamond coach to teach people how to become emeralds. You just have to learn how to do it yourself and then teach other people how you did it. Then you hit Success Club. Learn how, this is how I did it. Now you teach other people how to do it, and you make a video and you upload it to YouTube. You can have a whole IGTV series about it if you really wanted to, if you're serious about attracting business builders. Now, in the beginning, I was like, that feels icky to me. I just had a call with a coach today who was afraid. She's like killing it and inviting to the discount. She's brand new and she's almost at diamond. She's inviting to the discount, but she feels weird inviting to coaching. She feels like it's selfish. And I want to bring this up because has anyone else ever felt that way? Like, I feel like it's kind of selfish for me to invite to coaching because I want to get to diamond, or I want to get to star diamond. And so I almost feel weird inviting people to coaching because, and maybe you guys haven't felt that way, but it's a common thing that I have. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Amanda. It's a common thing when you have like, I want to get to 1 star or I want to get to diamond. So I'm going to invite to coaching just to try and get an emerald so I can get to diamond, right? That's the wrong perspective. The problem is your perspective in that. How many of you would say that your life has been positively impacted because you're a coach? Okay, cool. That's awesome. So here's the thing. When you're inviting to coaching, it is the most powerful tool that you have to change somebody's life. Our fitness programs are amazing. Shakeology is incredible. I'm a nerd about it. Our nutrition programs, amazing. But you guys, nothing would give my children the life that they now have with me being home like coaching. It makes a generational impact. It is selfish of me to not invite people to it. It's not selfish of me to want people to be successful. Like, that's like shooting for 15 star, right? Do you think that's a selfish goal for me to want to be a 15-star diamond coach? Heck no. That's me mentoring, pouring into, encouraging, breathing belief into 15 other individuals that they too can build the life of their dreams. And I'm paving the way so that they have the belief that they can also be a 15-star diamond coach. I want to show them that it's possible because that's what Liz did for me. She paved the way. She showed me it's possible. So now I know since she did it, I can do it. That's what Leanna's doing for you. That's what Carly's doing for you guys. And the Inneses have done for you guys. They've shown you what's possible. So why is it different for you to speak to coaching with that level of passion and enthusiasm? It is not selfish. It is to invite and to talk about it. It's selfish of us to keep it to ourselves. We don't keep gifts like that to ourselves, right? Right. Okay. So, are you attracting people on your social media? Would people come to you if they want to build a business? And I will say this, in order to attract business builders, you have to be a business builder consistently yourself. And you have to show up like a business builder consistently yourself. You cannot be a hobby coach and attract business builders. It's just not going to happen. You have to show, you have to prioritize it. You have to believe in it. You have to believe in what we do. You have to believe in our mission to help people live healthy and fulfilling lives. As a company, you have to believe in our business model. If you don't understand why this is the best business opportunity out there, that is your next thing to research. And I had to do that because I didn't understand it. I didn't know that we had 4 different ways we earn income. Did you guys know we have 4 different ways we earn income? Like, not, most people think it's just commission and sales. Well, so now you go make a video and you say, this is why I am nerding out on this business model. It's incredible. There are 4 different ways we can earn income. And only one of those involves me like selling, like having an actual transaction where there's commission being made. That's only 1/4, 25% of our entire compensation plan. And the people who are making high 6 and 7 figures, that's only like 1% of what they get paid every week is that transaction. And this is potentially over a lot of people's heads, and that's okay. But like, if you want to attract business builders, you have to look at yourself as a legitimate business builder. You have to start time blocking your time. You have to show people how you're showing up despite your challenges. Let me tell you something. I was talking to Leanna about high performance habits because I'm such a Brennan Burchard nut, and we went to the high performance experience, and I've learned a lot from him. And one thing I've learned is that your biggest struggles in this business, so for me in the beginning, it was having a 3-month-old and working 40 to 60 hours a week in prison. That was hard. It's become one of the biggest assets to my business and mentoring coaches. So fill in the blank. What are you struggling with right now, or what have you struggled with in your coaching journey? Is that being full-time student? Is that being in college full-time? I just said that. Is that working full-time? Is that having kids? Is that going through a really hard divorce? Is that like, what has been your struggle and your pain point? Turn that in to your powerhouse, and you show people that you showed up when it was really hard, and because you can do it, other people can do it. And you're going to start attracting people who really want to make something of themselves and really want to work hard to become the best version of themselves. And you're going to show people how to build a business even when life is hard, because you know what? Life is hard, period. Building this business is hard, and life is hard not building this business. Life is hard learning how to do live videos and learning how to be vulnerable and doing personal development and staying 100% committed to your program to get a transformation. That's hard, but you know, it also is hard staying stuck and staying the same. It was also hard. It would have also been hard for me to still be working in prison. I chose my hard. Exactly, Leanna. We choose our hard, right? And that has everything to do with this business and attracting people who are okay with being mentored, linking arms with you and leaning into the hard times so that you guys can show up to become better and to rise above and to make a difference. Okay, so last point on the attracting part. So evaluate your social media. When people come to you if they want to build a business, oh goodness, my legs. And what else was I going to say? Oh, what value are you offering your potential business builders before you invite them to the business? And I think this part's really important. If you're sending an invite to someone about coaching and you've never offered them any value in your stories or in your posts, and they don't know why would they ever join you? Why would they ever trust you with starting their own business if you've never offered them value before? And value doesn't have to be like tips for growing an online business. Value is like, so I show up every day on social media, and I'm showing them like, this is what it looks like to do calls from my future daughter's nursery on the floor where things are a mess and my laptop's on storage containers. If I could do it, you could do it, right? I'm 4 years in and I'm not super fancy, but our business and our team's exploding. And that's really cool. You don't have to be anything extravagant to do this. That's adding value. I'm teaching them how I do this with having my family help out with my kids, or the fact that my boys go to daycare 2 days a week. They're 2 and 4. And that's when I really dive into my mentorship and my business building. That's adding value of how I do this as a work from home mom and what works for me. I'm adding value by showing them that my house is always a mess. There's always a never ending pile of laundry on my couch, but I'm still running a business, right? And so there's these different ways of adding value to people where you're constantly planting seeds of how this could be possible for anyone if they actually want it bad enough. Because we've heard all the stories. Danielle Natoni, who was living out of her car, and now she's a high 7-figure earner, top coach in her company. Incredible, powerhouse, influential coach. You want to be inspired about building a team of independent business builders, you watch her YouTube videos. Like, she's like, we are making an impact together. And that goes back to that mindset of I could really stress myself out trying to help 100 people. Or I could help 10 people. I could help those 10 people help 10 people. That's why we invite to coaching. It's not about necessarily rank advancement. Like, that's not the end goal. It's what the rank advancement means. It means that we are impacting more people's lives together. And I will admit to you guys, I've got some control issues. I like to do things myself, right? But I have loved breathing belief and teaching and mentoring other women how to make their dreams come true. Like, that is the coolest thing. Teaching them how to opening their eyes to the fact that they were created on purpose for a purpose, and they have a circle of influence that God created them to impact, that I wasn't designed to impact. They were designed to impact, and teaching them how to do that, that's a total side effect. But like, man, I love this freaking business so much. Okay, now inviting business builders. So let's say you got the attracting part down, you're offering value, people know to come to you to start a business, you're constantly showing the perks of this business that most people, you're countering objections publicly, misconceptions that people have. That's always going to be part of this. Don't take it personally. Just teach people, be resourceful, become the resource of how, like, why this isn't a pyramid scheme. Don't let that question intimidate you. Teach people why it's not. Right? That's how you can use those things to your advantage. Inviting. Do you believe, when you believe that coaching is the most life-changing tool you have to offer, there should be no hesitation with inviting people to it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this took me a while to learn. This took me a while to recognize, even though it was right in front of me. When I built to 5-star, I built, obviously, my account to diamond, and then my husband's account to diamond. I got super lucky that I had another coach on the other leg, because I had no idea they had to be on opposite to be 2-star. And she was very coachable, never had a computer, did everything from her phone, and was horrible at technology, but we built her to diamond, so we became 2-star. I opened up my second business center, built my second business center to diamond, and then this other diamond fell off. So when I was 5-star, I had my business center, my husband's business center, which we built together, if compliance is watching, my second business center. My mom signed up. She was the second person I ever signed up. And with her, I helped build her account to diamond in 17 days, just from her friends, family members. Honestly, when you have a mission and a goal, you can make it happen. And I had a ton of customers at the time. I don't know. It was just from like leads and people who had canceled coaching, because I signed up everyone as a discount coach. And we got her account to diamond in 17 days. And so literally my 5-star was my first business center being diamond, my husband's being diamond, my second business center being diamond, my mom's being diamond, and then I had 2 new coaches that I helped become diamond. And because they love me, they really stuck it out and held it for 6 weeks. And I wanted to pull my hair out at the end of the 6-week qualification, because I literally built besides those 2 diamonds, they built to 5-star. And it was so freaking stressful. And after we held it and we locked in lifetime 5-star, shortly after it crumbled. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. I don't want that to be the way that I continue to grow. My business is freaking stressful, right? I did it, but it was so stressful. This would be, and I remember, like, this would be so much easier if I found business building coaches. Why am I not finding business building coaches? And I was never talking about it. And I was not a leader in casting the vision. And so I share that with you, and I was going to in the beginning, and my pregnant squirrel brain got off course. But I share that with you because you have options. You can try and do things the hard way, or you can start now sharing this gift and inviting people to this incredible life-changing opportunity. If you believe it, it'll be easy to invite. So I would say, like, who to invite. Obviously, like, I'm sure you guys know this, but people who are your people, who you'd want to stay in a hotel room with for the weekend, people who are your type of personality, people who are hard workers. Please don't. I would discourage you, just from what I've learned from successful coaches, I would discourage you from inviting to the coaching opportunity just for the fun. It is fun. It is amazing. But what happens if we don't talk about the work is that people will start, and then they'll be like, oh, this actually takes work and me being uncomfortable. Nah. Right? And then you're discouraged because you just poured a ton of time into someone who's like, I don't really want to be uncomfortable. I'm like super fine in my own bubble. I don't want to grow. I don't want to do personal development. I don't want to eat kale. Like, there's going to be people like that. I just want to go to the parties, which is fine, right? Discount coaches are totally fine, but you want to find business builders in this. So invite the people that are like you. And then in your challenge groups, invite your rock star challengers who are just killing it. But also, and I learned this from another coach recently, invite the people that are not showing up, who actually suck at your challenge groups. Because coaches get the best results. Because we don't only show up for ourselves, we show up for other people. And I was like, oh, that's genius. Coaches have more accountability to show up. And so it was from Cassidy Brewer. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's a really rock solid coach as well. But she was saying that she reaches out to her coaches who don't show up, and she says, hey, I noticed that you haven't been showing up. Lately, I haven't seen you. How are things going? Have you ever thought about coaching? For me, it's added a completely different level of accountability that I probably wouldn't have shown up for if I wasn't a coach. Have you ever thought about it? And you never know. I have, like, one of my solidest diamonds was that person. She needed coaching for accountability because she knew she wouldn't show up for herself, but she would show up for other people. Okay. And now the last section is just about training and mentoring these independent business builders. How many of you feel a little bit intimidated by this part? Like, if you have someone who comes to you and is like, hey, I want to build a business, do any of you feel intimidated by, like, I feel like I'm going to let them down? I feel like I don't even know what to do, which, granted, you guys have an incredible upline, which I'm sure you have a ton of resources. But that's how I felt. Part of why I didn't invite people is because I didn't know what the heck to do with them, other than this is what I did. And I'm noticing that some people need a little bit more structure and guidance than what I had. And so at one point, I was doing everything for everyone. And I was hand-holding so much, and I felt like I had to do one-on-one calls with everyone. But mind you, I'm a mom, so I was getting really burnt out, and it wasn't really paying off because I was trying so hard. I felt like if I gave them the golden nugget and I told them everything that they needed to know from the beginning to be successful, that they'd just be successful. But what happened is that I was wanting their business and their success for them more than they wanted it. And then they didn't really care, and they got super overwhelmed because it was a lot of information in the beginning, and they were like, I don't think that I can do this, and they would just fall off. And so I had to do this business is all about failing forward. This business is all about trial and error and figuring out what works and what doesn't work and pivoting when something doesn't work for you. And so I went to a leadership retreat this last year after my 5-star diamond crumbled. And I learned a lot about true leadership there. My coach, thankfully, is a master of leadership. And she had told me, she was like, you can literally pave the golden path for somebody on how to be successful in this business. But if they don't understand why they need it and where it's taking them and have that very clear vision of what they want and why they want this to be able to be the vehicle that gets them there, they're never going to do it. They're never going to be successful. And it took so much pressure off of me because also, you guys, what I was doing was not duplicatable. I could never tell my coaches to spend the amount of time and energy that I was spending with my coaches on their people. I know that, like, I wouldn't even want them to. It was too much. So I took a step back. When you're thinking about training your people, keyword is independent. You want to train them to be independent. And in the beginning, they're gonna need to lean into the team and the community, and that's awesome. But make sure you set those expectations of, this is what you can expect from me. This is my goal for the people I work with, is to mentor you to be as successful as you want to be. You set the tone. If you run, I'll run with you. If you walk, I'll walk with you. I'm not your boss. And I know Leanna's awesome at this. Like, we're not their boss, but we are a mentor and a support person. And we're here to show them, to help guide them in their vision of, ask them questions. Like, the 2 questions that changed everything for me was, if you could have anything, failure's off the table, where would you want to be 1 year from now? And where would you want to be 5 years from now? And dream to the point where it's uncomfortable. And I had the hardest time with those questions. I'll be honest with you. I felt like an idiot because I didn't know. In the beginning of this, I had no idea what I wanted. I figured, well, I probably wouldn't be working in a prison. That's not really on a lot of people's vision board, right? But it just came with, as she asked me questions. And then she said, if that's your vision, you have no idea what's possible, because I wanted to match my nursing income within 5 years. And I told her, I felt ridiculous saying that. I thought it was so bogus. She was like, you have no idea what's possible. And so as a coach, even if you're brand new, one of your job for these business building coaches is to help them cast the vision of what's possible. Ask them what they really want and help them push the boundaries on what's comfortable. Because a lot of people will just say, well, I just want to help people, that's what I said. It's very admirable. That's what everybody in this business does. So they have to go deeper. It has to be personally related to them. Do you want to be able to pay off your student loans in the next year or 2? What would that do for you? Do you want to have a lake house one day? Like, is your dream to, like, what would your dream house look like? Would you want your mortgage to be paid off in the next 5 to 10 years completely? You start asking, like, help. These are good for all of us, right? To start dreaming about, but also ask them, like, what do you actually want? And then once they get clear on that, then you say, okay, now I can help you. Here's your first steps. And you can break down for them, like Success Club and Emerald and Diamond. These are kind of your first things. But the most important thing for these business builders is that you help them connect what Success Club means for their vision, what Emerald means for their vision, what Diamond means for their vision. I have one of my best friends from nursing school. We get to do this together, and she's one of the coaches on my team. And she recently, a couple months ago, told me that they're building a house, and she's always prayed and envisioned their house of being like a safe haven. Where they like take people in when they have nowhere to go. And I was like, okay, so what if you, being a strong diamond coach and building your team to that, provides enough income for you to purchase, this couch that you really have your eye on to furnish your house. And at Thanksgiving, you get to bring in this pregnant teen mom with nowhere to go, and she gets to sit on that couch in this safe haven house that you have because you built a diamond. That's totally different than I just want to build a diamond because I want a free t-shirt from Beachbody and a shout out from my coach. That's awesome. Those things are great, but they're temporary, right? So for all of us and for your coaches, even if you're a brand new coach, have a three-way call with Leanna and talk about that vision of where do you want to go? What is your goal? If 2 stars is your goal, if 1 star is your goal, I know a lot of you are pushing right now. What does that mean? What will it mean for you and for your family? Why are you pushing for this? Why is it waking you up at 4 a.m? That's when I had to wake up to do my workouts for 2 years before work. Why are you doing that? What really matters to you? That is what a good leader does in this business, is you start getting people excited about what's possible, and then you show them, this is your objective, emerald, diamond, 2-star. That's our roadmap to help get you to that vision, and then we take it steps further. So you can talk to them about Success Club, Emerald, Diamond, Success Starters, but don't forget to have that emotional connection to why it's personal for them. I think that's super important. And then lastly, I would say with these coaches, as they start to grow, as they start to build their confidence, you have to help breathe that belief into them and help pull out aspects of them as to why you think they'll be amazing at this. But also give them leadership opportunities as they become ready. So like I just did, I've got a level up group for Emerald and above coaches, and I just asked who wants to, like, this is a leadership opportunity, who wants to run a Push to Emerald call? And this is how you could do it. And these are some ideas, but who wants to partner up and do that together? And giving people leadership opportunities, or asking them to go live in your team page and share how, like Felisa is one of my coaches who's on right now, and she's a new coach. She's been a coach before, but she's a new coach this month and just hit SC20 and SC4, I think she is in her husband's account, and she's super close to Diamond. So I've been asking her, like, hey, can you go in our team page and share how you're connecting with people on social media? Can you go in our team page and share, like, what your conversations look like? Because not only do I like to learn from people that are doing awesome things, because we're all different, there's so many different paths to success, but I want to be able, that's how, like, I remember Liz did that for me, and it really built my confidence. I was freaking nervous. The first team call she had me speak on, I was so nervous. I'm like, really? But that's how I built my confidence, and that's how we help build confidence in other people, by giving them leadership opportunities and showing them, like, hey, let's run a team webinar together. Hey, see this video that I just made on how to become Emerald in 24 hours? I want you to do your own, and I want you to upload it to YouTube. And you're showing them exactly how, and then you're giving them encouragement and the accountability to do it themselves, to really step into, do you really want this? Because if you want this, this is what you're gonna have to do. You know what I mean? And it's different. It's totally different than just inviting to the discount. This is like how we breathe belief in people, how we help breathe confidence into people, and then how we then prepare those people to go out and make a bigger impact in the world. Okay, I hope this was helpful. It's so hard because you guys have such an incredible upline. Like, I feel like you know all these things, and I know sometimes we just need reminders as well. Do you guys have any questions for me at all?
Oh my gosh, that was freaking amazing. My notebook, like, I swear I have like 3 pages of notes right now, and my hand hurts from writing. Oh, so good. I like literally was close to tears when you were talking about the vision stuff, because it's so true and important that, like, if you are struggling on a journey and building this business, like we all are, like you said, life is hard, but the thing that's going to help you to keep going is that vision, and like getting emotional about it. Like, that's why I started my business and like would wake up at 5 a.m. and like get my workout in before I went off to the coffee shop and did my barista stuff. And then I'd think about that vision during the day. Like, one day I'm not going to have to do this. One day I'm going to get to sleep in with my husband and with our puppy. And like, now we get to do that. And it's just crazy, but so important. Like, you have to craft that vision.
Very great.
Man. Does
Thanks.
anyone have questions? Just drop them in the chat, or like, you can totally unmute yourself too if you want.
Kelsey said you have a question.
Yeah, I have a question. I didn't want to type it out because it's kind of like longer. Do you have a specific thing that you do for like when you get new working coaches? Like, do you send them something specific? Do you have them like what steps? I think that's where I'm struggling most, is where to start with them. Like, what steps to give them? I mean, they've got the team calls, they've got all of that, but like, I just feel like I need a better system that like it's laid out here, bam, 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 and then have them, I want to create independence for them, but I feel like with my method right now, I don't have what I need to in order to like give them independence, because I'm like not giving them enough. And I just feel like I need a better system. So that's kind of where I'm struggling.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest with you. I think every coach will probably say the same thing, that it's a constant changing thing for everyone. I just recently changed my whole thing. When it comes to this, here's the best advice I can give you, because everyone's so different, is take a few minutes to think to yourself, what do I believe is the most important for a brand new coach? And maybe write those things down. Or what do I wish that I would have known when I started? That was a question I asked. I reflected on myself. Recently, I created granted, I'm 4 years in, so this is going to look so different at every stage of the business. But I created a one-place like a guide for everything you need to know to be successful, to take it at your own pace. Here's what I think is most important, is accountability and connection. So what I used to do is I used to send those 2 questions that I told you guys that my coach asked me, of if you could have anything 1 year from now, where would you want to be, and 5 years from now? I used to get on a call with every single coach first thing and ask them those. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but you have to also do what works for you and your family. And that was not working for me, because I was spending an hour with each new coach without them ever learning anything about coaching. Like, they knew some basics, but then they didn't really have any questions for me yet, because they didn't know anything yet. And so my brain and my personality, I had to kind of switch things to work how I operate, which is, I'm someone that I want all the information at my fingertips, and I want to be able to go through it as fast or slow as I want. And then I want to be able to be resourceful and learn about the things, make my list of questions, and then ask my coach. That's just who I am. Not everybody's like that. Some people can't handle that, but I needed to have at least a resource. So what I do is I've created this document. I would also ask Leanna, because I'm sure Leanna has like a process of how she gets her new coaches started. Again, you guys have an incredible upline with like resources, and you can ask your upline coach, like, hey, what do you send to new coaches? I just started do you guys, does anyone use the Marco Polo app? Okay, so it's like a video walkie-talkie. Some people hate it. Like Liz, my coach, absolutely hates it. Like, it makes her want to barf every time I message her on it. But I love it, because it's like you can check in and get back to people whenever it's convenient for you, and you can play it at like 2 speed if it's like a double speed if it's a longer video. I actually I'm running a 2-week trial challenge group with our Marco Polo app, and it has been the coolest experience, because everyone gets to see each other's faces on video. So it's like a video walkie-talkie, and I have a stand for my phone in my car, and I can listen to them as I'm driving to the store and stuff, and it's super easy to do in passing. But I share that with you because I wanted to create more community for my newer coaches, so I set one up for new coaches in our entire downline. And I have this like new coach handbook, which basically just walks through, why did you want to be here? Those questions. And then it's like, I split it up by like, why, what does it, like, what how, like, what are your goals? How do you achieve them? When should you achieve them by? And then at the end, there's like a checklist of this is what you should do in your first week. This is what you should do in your first month. I think the next one was like your first 90 days or something like that, to give them kind of a timeline. And the Marco Polo app is for accountability, because I don't know about you guys, but I have a coach page. I've tried so many different things. I have a coach page with everyone in there, and then I have a level up page with more of the leaders, and then another page was too much. I tried a new coach page, it was too much, and message positive never worked for me, but for some coaches it works amazing. So I find a way to pull together your new coaches and help them be excited and keep them accountable. Like, here's your first steps. Make your list of 25 people, go invite them. Check in with me when you're done. That, in my opinion, is like the best way to help new coaches get started with the baby things. Make sure they commit to a program. That's so important. You have to commit to a fitness program, a nutrition program, and Shakeology, at least for 30 to 90 days. And then share your results, because then it'll help breathe belief into them. Again, that was kind of all over the place, but I'm sure that Leanna has like a step-by-step process that she can share it with all of you guys. I'm happy to share anything. But yeah, I think it's keeping it simple and providing accountability. Like in my welcome email, I use Flowdesk. Have you guys heard of Flowdesk? I used to use MailChimp, and then they changed their pricing and stuff, and it got crazy for like emails. So I use Flowdesk. I can send you my link. I think you get a discount on it. But it's an automated email service. So I have an automated welcome email. All I do is put a new coach's email address and tag them as a new coach, and it automatically sends them a welcome email as a coach. And then I have a whole workflow for new customers that like checks in with them every week or so for the first month. So I will, I know it's amazing. It's like life changing. It took me a second to set, like it took me a minute, like a couple days to set up, but it's so amazing. So I'll send you, Felisa, I'll send you a link. Leanna, I'll email you the link and you can pass on to your team. So that's kind of what I do, is like that. It's very simple. Even if you use the 5 getting started videos in our coach office, like as simple as possible, and then provide accountability and get them excited and get them to take action.
Yeah, that's so good. Mine is like really simple. I feel like I've shared it with everyone like a million times, maybe not, but like it's just like a welcome email with those, 5 videos in the back office. And then after they finish those, it's a coach prep course that's like a team prep course that Carly created. So it's like all self-paced, and I find that that's so helpful because like you said, Jessica, I'm the same way as you. It's like, here's the information, like go do it at your own pace. And then once they finish all of that training, they can like set up a one-on-one with me. But yeah, some people like just, learn differently. And so it's important, I think, to have different options for different people too. Like sometimes if I have somebody who's like really running with things, then I'll set up the one-on-one before they've done the coach prep course. Or if they're asking me a lot of questions about social media, I'll set up the one-on-one earlier. But yeah, tons of different options to do things. You got to find what works for you. I like will forever and always live by the new coach prep course because that's what I did, and it was so helpful. But does anyone else have questions? I didn't see any other ones, but this was so amazing.
I'm not on your team, Leanna, but I would like to ask Jessica a question.
Yeah, go for it. And girl, go ahead, dive in. You're so freaking close. I just hosted a team call for Jess, and this girl was on with us, and she was like asking questions, and I don't know, you just seem like you have totally switched around and you're crushing it. So way to go.
Well, yeah, just like a little 30 seconds about my story so you guys know where I'm coming from. I know, she's bragging on me, and I'm freaking happy as heck that it's going as well as it is, but do not get discouraged by my success, because let me tell you something. I've been a coach for almost 10 years. I call myself a comeback coach because I just love the way that sounds. And when I first started, I had no confidence. I started and stopped programs over and over and over and over again. And I had postpartum depression and everything. And I just thought, why would anybody want to be under me? Like, why does anybody want to listen to me? Even though inside I knew there was this fit girl living there. And I knew there was this girl that had this huge heart and wanted to help people. Like, I was like, why would they though? Like, I was so down on myself. And it wasn't until I was consistent with self-love for myself, and I showed up every day from my workouts. The proof of the product, you guys, that is like the key. Like, it truly is. Show up every day as proof of the product. People will follow you, and eventually they're going to come to you, whether or not they say no 4 times, they will come back. But I just wanted to ask, so like for me, that's why it's working well for me now, because before I came back to Jessica, I took 6 months off from coaching to come to her. But then for a year, I've been posting, hey, I'm doing this. Hey, I'm loving this. Hey, you know, da, da, da. But for when you are trying to attract business builders, I have been posting, like we have heard on other calls, about, hey, come coach with me or join me, and kind of like, I need to get more clear about my vision. I know that, so I can share that with people. But I'm also like, I was just thinking and kind of brainstorming, how do you talk about the money without sounding icky? Because I made over $400 in my first week. Hashtag not everybody does that. Hashtag my story is different than everyone else's. And and I also don't want to have people think that that's how it has to be in order to eventually be successful. So how do you share that without sounding icky and also with sounding encouraging?
I think that you share it, like with anything in this business, you share it through your story. So you can share, like, I did not expect this, right? Like, I mean, did you expect for your first paycheck to be that big? And so I did not expect this. And I know, because we've talked before, like, these were my insecurities. These were my doubts. This is something that I saw myself as being unsuccessful at in the past, because those things are relatable. And then you say, I am blown away. This was my first paycheck. I still can't believe it, but I'm so thankful because this is what it's paying for. And then equate it to like your car payment, or equate it to, even if it's not $400, like for anyone, even if it's $20, even if it's $50, you equate it to how that's impacting your life. That is where it becomes relatable, and it's not icky at all. And I think that that's also a subconscious belief that a lot of people have. If I talk about money, I'm going to sound icky, but money is what's changing people's lives. The lack of money is what people are literally ending their lives over right now. That's horrible. Right? And so we have a solution for people struggling in debt right now. I paid off my student loans in my first year of coaching, which was $30,000. Like, that's crazy. But it started with a $200 paycheck. And so you kind of just like cast that vision of what it's doing for you and where it could take you, and that you're so thankful that you're not earning money pimping out people on the black market. Like, you're earning money working your butt off, helping people change their lives. That's not icky. That's incredible that that's even a job opportunity. Like, this is a career that people just don't know about.
Yes, so freaking good. Everything you said, I just was in the chat like, yes, everything. Okay, guys, I'm going to let y'all go because it's been so long. I don't mind when calls go late, but I know some people have some things to get to. So thank you all again. Thank you, Jessica, so much. And everybody have a good rest of your night. Bye.